Alright, so today we're going to take a break from the RC videos and we're going to do a video describing how we built our table for our Kamado grill. So let's get to it.
All right, so what we've got here is the Vision grills, the Pro Series S grill. And as everybody knows, what comes with the grill are those fold-out tables that are on the side. Absolutely nothing wrong with those, but I found for me that there really wasn't enough room out there on those little tables. I was balancing too much stuff, and I'm too far away from the kitchen, so what I wanted was a little bit more space that I could bring things out and have things set up. So this is, again, the Pro Series S grill, and that's how it sits inside this table. We'll talk about how to build that table now. Okay, the first thing I want to do is talk about the parts list that we're going to have, that you know all the parts and pieces that you need to go buy, and it's all standard pressure treated lumber, and we'll list everything out in the description, so don't worry if you don't write this down or don't get it right off the bat, but we'll get it all in there. It's all pressure treated 8-foot lumber, and I went with 8-foot lumber so I could do everything in nice even cuts and conserve and get the least amount of lumber to get this size table. So what I've got is the 1x2, you'll need 3 of these 8-foot pieces, and this is for the support braces between the legs as well as underneath the edge of the table. You'll see that there. The other thing that we've got is 10 of these 8-foot 1x6. This is standard pressure treated. I went with the premium grade because I didn't want all the knots and things, but whatever grade you'd like to get, the pressure treated deck material, that's all that is, and you'll see that on the top as well as the shelf on the bottom there. So those are really the only things in terms of lumber, as well as the 4x4s that are at the legs. So you'll see the 8-foot 4x4s that you'll need there. In terms of hardware, I just went with the exterior wood screws, and we've got all of those there. So that's the standard size 1-pound box of 1 5/8" wood screws, and that's what holds it all together. And then you'll need we'll need 6 of the 5-inch carriage bolts, and that's what holds the front piece onto the legs, and we'll take a little bit closer look at that, how that's mortised out and where those bolts are, but you'll need 6 of those. So that's really it. So it's not a complicated parts list, and the rest is just construction. So let's take a look at a couple of the pieces. Okay, now taking a look at the top of the table, it's pretty straightforward. We have the deck boards, and they're just screwed down right into those support braces that come up from the that are attached to the legs on the sides. That's the 1x2s that we have in there. And the important piece here at the top is the actual hole for the grill. And since you've got 32 inches between these support braces, a 24.5-inch hole is exactly what you need, and it fits very comfortably right between there. And I offset the hole a little bit, so the front edge of the hole, I left a whole board in the front there. It gives you a little bit of space in front of the grill to put something down, but it also doesn't weaken this front board. The back board back here where the hinge sits, we've got about 3/4 of a board back here. So it's offset a little bit to the back of the table, but basically what you want is a 24.5-inch hole, wherever it is that you'd feel comfortable with it, but I offset it a little bit on this side and left enough overhang of the wood over here on this side to still have some room to put some things down over on that side, whether it's tools or a plate or something like that, with a total length of 77.5 inches on the boards. Now you have 8-foot boards, so you could go the whole 8-foot length, but it looked a little bit awkward to me, so that's why I got 77.5 inches. In terms of the finish, I had just some, I think it's a Native American stain or something like that. It was just something I had sitting around in the shed, and it looked fine to me. So I went with just a stain that I had around the house, and a polyurethane. I used the spray polyurethane because it was easy to apply, and it's sitting outside, so I figured a little bit of protection, even though it is pressure treated, and it makes it look nice. So in terms of the finish, that's what I did there as well. All right, taking a look at the bottom half of the table, it's all pretty straightforward. You've got the same deck boards that we have on the top of the table are used down here. These are all 32 inches long, so that's how we get that 8-foot lumber cut into nice efficient pieces, and these are all 32 inches exactly. The leg height here of the 4x4 is 31 inches in order to get a nice height for the grill, which with the top will end up with the 32 inches. So you're actually going 31 inches on these 4x4s. And you also have some, I've got the regular stones that you can pick up at Lowe's or Home Depot, just like the lumber. something for the grill to sit on. You don't want the hot grill sitting right on the wood, so you want to put something underneath there. And these are 1.75 inches as well. So if you get something different, you're going to have to adjust the height of this shelf a little bit. But these are 1.75 inches. They're standard paver stones, and I've got 3 of those 1-foot stones under the grill. All right, this is how I've attached these boards from the front and the back. They're both attached the same way to the legs. I used my circular saw and laid these things down flat and cut out the depth of what this deck board is out to bore this in as a joint. The bottom edge of this is at 9 inches, and the back edge of the hinge is actually sitting right on the table. So 9 inches works, but what I would suggest is actually going slightly higher. I would go maybe 9.25 inches up. Give yourself a little bit 1/4 inch room. That's the one learning that I had in building the table, and give yourself a little bit of room on that edge for the hinge. It works perfectly fine the way it is, but I would say 9.25 inches to the bottom of this cut would be the perfect height. And I've got 5-inch carriage bolts that are put in here that hold this all together and hold it nice and steady. So all of the weight of the entire table is really put together on these joints here. So all in all, you can see it's not too difficult of a project. It's fairly straightforward lumber. It's pretty easy to put together. You can customize it. I've got some hooks over there where you can hang some tools or wherever it is that you want to put them. The shelf down here is perfect for the grill rack. Gets you a place to put that while you're getting the grill going.
Alright, I hope this video helped out some of you guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have any ideas to make this table better, you can leave them there too. So give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks.